and focus on the presidential activities of His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi on Sunday, which took place on Al Ain al-Sukhna Road, which took place during the inspection and the inauguration of the Government Data and the Cloud Computing Center for Egypt, and for the first time in the Middle East and North Africa in general, as we will be focusing on the importance of having such a center here in the country and the reason behind constructing and building such a center for the benefit of the country and the citizen for the future. We will be heading the first top story for today, and as I mentioned, it comes through the presidential activities of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, who said that Egypt has exerted great efforts to develop the IT and the communications infrastructure. President al-Sisi was speaking at the inauguration of the government's data and the cloud computing center. The president also opened the state's main data center through the video conference. He stressed the importance of maintaining the Egyptian role as a major axis for the data transmission across the world. The president said the state has spent billions of American dollars in order to prepare an integrated basic infrastructure for the communications and the information technology. He added that achieving the IT leadership was at the core of the establishment of the new administrative capital, stressing that the state's main data center will maintain all the data related to all the ministries in the highly secured environment. The head of state said that he schemed that the digitalization in Egypt achieves the needed progress. He said that he has requested that the under-construction Justice City in the new administrative capital be fully digitalized. Al-Sisi also asserted the need for the highly qualified human resources that are specialized in digitalization in order to achieve the aspired IT development. He said that the Egyptian government work is becoming more and more painless. Al-Sisi also inspected the departments of the government's data and the cloud computing center. As I said in the beginning, we will be focusing mainly and solely today for the daily debate on the inauguration of His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi of the Government Data and the Cloud Computing Center here in Egypt for the first time for the benefit of the artificial intelligence, not just in Egypt, but in North Africa as well. We will be having more details regarding such an important center in the upcoming report. Stay tuned.
President Fattah al-Sisi witnessed on Sunday the inauguration of a Government Data and Cloud Computing Center in Ain al-Sukhna Road, the Data and Cloud Computing Center, P1, in the first center for analyzing and processing big data and artificial intelligence in Egypt and North Africa, saving time, effort and money, thus enhancing new investment opportunities. The center works to provide critical applications payment as well as applications related to artificial intelligence and big data analysis for decision-making at all levels. It also serves as an active alternative to the new Capital Data Center using cloud computing technology, artificial intelligence and big data to analyze government data. It is a unified data recovery data that localizes the use of artificial intelligence technology in the government sector and provides all accurate data to government agencies. The inauguration was attended by Minister of Defense and Military Production Mohamed and Communications and IT Minister Amr Talat, along with a host of ministers and senior state officials. President Fattah al-Sisi stressed the importance of preserving Egypt's role as a major data transfer point in the world. President al-Sisi addressed the inauguration ceremony of Government Data and Cloud Computing Center, stressing the importance of preserving Egypt's role as a major data transfer point in the world. Al-Sisi said the state spent billions of dollars in order to prepare an integrated infrastructure in this regard, and the opening of the Government Data and Cloud Computing Center today prepares Egypt to take its place in a world that is progressing rapidly in an accelerating pace. The president added that the idea of establishing the center depends on Egypt's distinguished location, saying we must benefit from this point, especially that 90% of the submarine cables in the world pass through Egypt, being a major hub for data transmission communications in the world. He asserted that the Egyptian state has exerted great efforts in this field and that we will continue to work in this respect. The president highlighted that it is necessary for us to work on preparing an integrated infrastructure to preserve Egypt's status as a major hub for transferring data between the East and West. The Sisi said that billions of dollars have been spent in this field, with the participating in the future in which the world is progressing greatly. He added that we are preparing Egypt for a real breakthrough in this field very quickly. Egypt is a main hub for transferring. The Sisi said the government has to set up an infrastructure that backs government plans to develop the digitalization domain. Egypt spent billions of dollars to prepare infrastructure that will help the state make a real breakthrough in the field of digitization in a way that copes with rapid changes in this domain worldwide. In the past, Egypt used to store its data abroad in return for huge sums, but now the government has been able to localize its data on its land. Egypt started to develop data and entrepreneurship in 2018 in line with the construction of the new administrative capital. In the past, each ministry used to have its own data server without being able to ensure its security and its ability to interact with the rest of the ministries. But now the center will include all data of ministries and no one will be able to access this highly secured network. He added that the halls that houses the servers and data centers cannot be accessed by anyone, even those responsible for their management. Sisi said that a specialized company will make necessary amendments to the design of Justice City in the new administrative capital to turn it into digital city, adding that the government is exerting tireless efforts in the digitization domain. IT Minister Amr Talat delivered a speech during opening the Government Data and Cloud Computing Center in which he reviewed Egypt's digital strategy and its various goals and access. Talat said that Egypt's digital strategy primarily aims to provide better and easier services to citizens and encourage entrepreneurship. He added that the strategy had three goals, including providing easier services to citizens, supporting youth to compete effectively in the local and international domestic market, and encouraging entrepreneurship and enhancing innovation. He added that there is a wide range of training initiatives, including Digital Egypt Pioneers Initiative in Egypt, and until this year, the number of trainers has reached 1,000 trainers. Aspect of Egypt's digital strategy mainly aims to encourage entrepreneurship and enhance innovation. In 2016, the government started to provide adding that Egypt started the Digital Egypt Creativity Project. In 2022, President Fattah launched Egypt's digital platform, where there were 130 different government services, and today it has 170 services registered with more than 8 million citizens who submitted 45 million requests in cooperation with the ministries and agencies providing services. The second aspect of the strategy is building digital capabilities, preparing trained cadres to obtain jobs. In 2022, President Sisi opened first and Egypt Creativity Centers, 20 centers nationwide.
Welcome back. You're still watching the Daily Debate, and I am honored to be having with me over the phone is Engineer Mohamed Azzam, the member of the board of the International Association of Technology Administration. Thank you very much for being with us tonight on the Daily Debate.
Thank you so much, and it was a pleasure and honor to be with you.
We have spoken a lot about the importance of the digital transformation, the importance of digitizing everything here in the country, especially for the government data, as we did see today, the inspection and the inauguration of His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi of government data and the Cloud Computing Center for Egypt for the first time, of course, for the benefit of artificial intelligence for Egypt and in North Africa as well. How do you see the importance of such a center?
Thank you for this question. Actually, I was privileged to attend this ceremony this morning, and I think everyone was quite impressed the size of the project, the importance of the project, and how it could affect the overall development of Egypt towards being a country that could play a role in the region and in the world, and to be part of the global digital economy, because as we see, having the proper infrastructure is the cornerstone for building a resilient ecosystem that cater the progression of data. Data is becoming nowadays the main source of development and to have the data and have the ability to analyze that will give the policymakers and decision makers the ability to have a better forecast, a better response to challenges, have a better planning, and of course availing better services for individuals, for citizens, as well as for businesses, and of course being a resilient, competitive economy is the only way to achieve such objective is to rely on digital transformation, rely on having the proper, resilient, up-to-date IT infrastructure, and of course have the ability to analyze data, have the ability to embed information and social sector. And this was quite obvious during this ceremony this morning with the presence of His Excellency, the President.
Yes, Engineer Mohamed Azzam, you've mentioned a key word here, which is decision-making. How do you think this center would be enhancing the decision-making at all levels for Egypt in the future? Engineer Mohamed Azzam. Can you hear me, Engineer Mohamed Azzam?
Yes, I can do now.
Yes, I was asking about the decision-making. As you mentioned in the first answer to the first question, is that it would be helping in decision-making for Egypt in the future. How do you think this will be enhanced in the future of the Egyptians at all levels?
Better planning based on proper data and based on quality, I would say, and have the ability to run thorough analysis of data will make you able to have the tools for better forecasting, for better quality of life for individuals, and for easing the business for small and medium enterprises, for investors or investment as so many direct foreign investments in the ICT domain in particular, as well as the Egyptian economy in general, and having more investment equals actually more opportunities for that work, more innovative solutions. So it's a very comprehensive approach that I think having a better Egypt, for having Egypt that's capable to compete on the global level and using the 20th century tools, as well as boosting the export of IT sector. Actually, we are aiming on with the dream of having 100 billion exports for this sector, and I think this could be achievable if we're going to focus on high-quality startups working in the most advanced technologies, including artificial intelligence, including data analytics, including cybersecurity, biotechnologies, and so on and so forth. Because actually the horizon is all there, and you are opening a new vista for such quality startups with full support of the government of Egypt, and of course to change the outlook of our investment actually climate here in Egypt, and would lead the Egyptian economy for having a high income per capita, as well as increasing our GDP to remarkable figures. So we should be always ambitious, we should be always working all together for achieving such a very ambitious goal.
Yes, and during the speech today of the Minister of Communications and Information Technology, Engineer Amr Talat, he said the government data and cloud computer will be helping in easing or benefiting the citizens to be having easier services for the future, for the citizens. It will be having bigger opportunities in terms of the small and medium enterprises for the youth, for the young men and the young women of Egypt, and the entrepreneurship in general. How do you think this will be translated on the ground in the upcoming few years for the future of the country?
I think we're going to witness new programs for entrepreneurship with more focus on emerging technologies and the application of the technologies. This actually, you are going to look for better ideas that could be implemented, not only on the local level but also on the regional level. Because the beauty of ICT actually, it's cross, it actually is border in. If you have a high quality service or a video solution, you cannot actually not only implement it here in Egypt, but also you have the whole global market open for you. So this one aspect. The other aspect actually is bargaining services for medium enterprise at very competitive price, high quality. You will help with such a very important sector of you, which is the small and medium enterprises. And of course, this also will be reflected on their competitiveness, on their resilience, and their ability for growth. So it's all connected, it's all inclusive, it's very holistic approach, and at the core always the technology, because the technology is the only way to make a difference. The only way to leap ahead is by the technology. What makes the difference actually to own a new technology into the hands of our youth and by the hands of entrepreneurs. And I believe our entrepreneurship ecosystem will witness radical change for the coming few years for achieving this objective.
Yes, Engineer Mohamed Azzam, the member of the board of the International Association for Technology Administration, thank you very much for being with us over the phone on the daily debate for tonight. We will be heading to the other top stories that took place for today, as we did mention, and we focus on the but we will be to the other story for today. Minister Mohamed participated in the opening session of the World Economic Forum in the Saudi capital, Riyadh. On the sidelines of the session, Madbouli met with Jordan's Prime Minister Bishr al-Khawat and stressed need for more joint coordination in facing rising regional challenges. The IMF Managing Director Ina Georgia and hailed the great trust in the Egyptian economic reform programs. An Arab and Islamic Ministerial Committee tasked with following up on the development in the Gaza Strip asserted the need for effective UN sanctions against Israel, including the halt of the arms exports. Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry joined the committee's meeting in Riyadh. The committee also stressed the importance of holding Israeli officials accountable for the crime in Gaza and to put an end to the Israeli settlers' terrorism. And Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry also met in Riyadh with the European Union Foreign Policy Chief Josep Borrell, and both reiterated the rejection to any Israeli ground offensive in the Palestinian city of Rafah. Meeting the lines of the World Economic Forum, Shoukry said, among other international parties, into ending any attempts to force the Palestinians out of the Gaza Strip. Both sides asserted the consultations that will continue in the few coming days to seek an end of the war in Gaza and to launch a new meaningful political process towards a comprehensive settlement of the Palestinian cause. We will be having more analysis after the upcoming report, as Dr. Mohamed Abdel Halim, the political analyst, will be joining us after the upcoming report, which is focusing on the visit made by Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli and the Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry to the Saudi capital, Riyadh, to be participating in the World Economic Reform Program, or the World Economic Forum in Riyadh. We'll be having more details about such an important topic in the upcoming report, so stay tuned.
Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli arrived in Riyadh on Saturday to participate on behalf of President Fattah al-Sisi in the World Economic Forum slated for 28th to 29th of April. The meeting is a opportunity for decision makers from all over the world to find common ground to create global impacts for all. Under the slogan, the International Cooperation, Growth and Energy for Development, the forum kicked off in the Saudi capital with hundreds of participants. Meanwhile, Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry also arrived in Riyadh on Saturday to participate in the forum and hold side meetings over the situation in Gaza Strip. Shoukry will attend a roundtable on trade and supply chain in the Middle East, as well as a meeting on enhancing global security and growth.
is scheduled to participate in a high session on the situation in the Middle East, according to the Foreign Ministry. He hosts the WEF special meeting on global collaboration, growth and energy for development on Sunday and Monday. The event addressed global challenges in the presence of over 700 participants from different countries. On the sidelines of the forum, Chokri will also hold side ministerial meetings over the latest developments in Gaza, where Israel has killed at least 34,305 Palestinians. This includes a meeting of Arab ministers and a meeting of the group with U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken. The forum includes heads of state, senior officials, international experts, the government and private sectors, international organizations, and academic institutions. It tackles various global economic, humanitarian, climate, and financial issues. Minister of Planning and Economic Development Helal Said will also participate in the event.
Welcome back. You're still watching the Daily Debate.